good afternoon. Hey, hey, hey. Y'all know who this is. This is the Elder. And I got with me my host, co-host, the
Hey,
side partner, the everything. You know who she is. What's your name?
Sanestra G is on the live.
Yes, and yeah, and y'all have to thank her for the live because I was look, I was doing what we about to talk about today. I was making excuses. I
Excuses.
was making excuses. So let me hit y'all with the intro. This is another episode of How to Why Do. And we're on our is this our fourth? I think we're on our fourth.
This is our fourth, yeah.
This is our fourth episode. This is our first live. So we're gonna clap it up for that real quick. We're gonna clap it up for that. But this is the episode of How to Why Do. And today we're gonna deal with excuses.
Mm-hmm.
How do we make excuses or how we prevent ourselves from making excuses? And then why do we make these excuses? Now, I'm going to tell y'all, we all make them.
Yes, we
We
do.
all make them. We all have them. Some of y'all may think they valid. I'm going to tell y'all they ain't.
They not. They
Your
not.
excuses ain't valid. They in the scheme of things, they ain't valid. You and I've heard. Look, I've been a boss, a supervisor, and I've heard some doozies. Why people miss work? I've heard some doozies.
Mm.
Like, yeah, my dog got sick, it got ran over,
Uh-uh.
and then my daughter she tripped over, and then she did. I've heard some doozies when it comes to excuses. So we're gonna deal with how do we prevent ourselves from making excuses in our lives, and
Mm-hmm.
then how why do we actually make these excuses? They're kind of trying to pinpoint how we can push forward, because if you remember on the last couple episodes we dealt with vision and
Right.
purpose for our lives.
Yep.
We dealt with pressure or pressing through and forward with some other things. And so all this is just working to better us as we go forward, whether it's in the spiritual world, whether it's on your job, whether it's on the hobbies that you partake in, whether it's with
Mm-hmm.
your family, with your friends. All this is to help us gain a better understanding of our lives and how we actually move forward, and what God has purpose. And let's not forget the aspect of God, that is pushing us forward, that
Right.
has things in store and plan for us. So, Miss G, as a gentleman I am, I'm going to yield the floor to you to go first on the how do we
Uh,
prevent ourselves from making
excuses.
excuses.
Okay, okay. Well, while you were talking, I was making sure I was tagging and sharing with other people,
Go ahead, girl, do your
myself.
thing.
I'm trying to multitask here. So, want to make sure everybody gets on because they don't want to miss this. But I am really excited because this is an issue, y'all. Like making excuses is not only just an issue for you,
Yes.
it's an issue for me. Why do we make so many excuses? Why do we start things and don't finish them? Just so
Ooh,
many different things.
ooh,
Yeah, because see, we
ouch.
start things with the mindset of I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to
Hmm.
school. I'm gonna get it. I'm taking my first
Yeah,
class, and
be
then
all
the
hype, my
class gets hard,
mm.
right? And
Yes.
then we don't want to take the rest of the class, so we don't finish. So that but it's like, why?
Mm,
Well, you don't want to admit
right.
that when the going got tough,
Yeah, yeah.
you just couldn't.
Couldn't.
You just didn't want to stick it out. Not that you couldn't, you just
Didn't.
didn't want to get over the hump,
Oh
right?
man.
But I'm gonna tell you something that one of the pastors in my life has told me.
Hmm.
You don't get to go around the valley. You have to go through it.
True. That's
You
true.
go around it, it's gonna
That's
take
true.
longer to go around the valley. You're
Yeah.
gonna have bumps and bruises and all these other things trying
Mm,
to go around the valley. And
mm,
then even when you go around the valley, there's so many things in the middle you gonna miss.
yeah.
And we don't want you to
Yeah.
miss nothing. I mean,
Not a
okay,
thing.
okay, I'm about to be real funny right now, but think about a cupcake,
All right. Let me
right?
hear it.
Because
Let
these are
me hear
things
it.
I'm not
What you
supposed to
got?
be eating. So
What
think
you
about a
got?
cupcake. Do you go through the cupcake or around the cupcake? I mean, I'm just saying.
She
It
talking
tastes
about
better
food.
if you go through, right? 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 Stop eating around it. But
Uh,
anyway, real for real, I'm excited because excuses is a big like
mhm.
cornerstone for everybody. We make excuses why we can't finish stuff. We make excuses why
Right.
things aren't good enough. We make excuses why we just want to give up. We
Yeah.
just keep making more and more and more excuses. But I'm telling you, if you take that out of your vocabulary, I can't is
Right.
not should not be in your vocabulary. It
Right.
should be I will, I'm gonna do, I'm
Hmm.
gonna finish, I'm gonna accomplish. Why do we make excuses? Because it's you.
Yeah.
It's not anybody else. You
Right.
make excuses for yourself
Yes.
because you're
Yes.
scared to accomplish what your goal. That's
Come
why
on
you
now.
make an excuse.
Come
Some
on
people
now.
go to college and finish in 6 years, but they finish.
They finished. That's the goal.
Okay, some people go to college and finish in something years,
Look, and they still
but we're
going to
gonna
college.
finish, right? But the thing is that you got to go through the valley. You can't skip
Hmm.
classes. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't minimize it. You have to get to your goal, and the only way you're gonna
Right.
get there is to stop making these excuses.
Right. Right.
Why do we make them?
Agree.
Because it's easier to not do it.
Come on now.
It's easier to sit back
Come
and
on
watch
now.
everybody else graduate, watch everybody else accomplish things, watch everybody else grow, watch everybody else do, and then you sitting back saying, "Dang, I wish I could do that." I've done that.
Mm,
I did that this weekend. I'm watching my niece and my
mm.
nephew. My niece and my nephew graduated the same year, and their parents went to two different schools to go watch them graduate 2 nights in a row.
Wow.
I mean, hands down, best parents in the
Wow.
world. And it's her birthday. It's like amazing. But they
Wow.
accomplished it. My niece
Right.
accomplished 4 years in three.
Wow.
My
That's
nephew,
something.
amazing.
That's
I'm like,
something.
man, I wish I could finish
Yeah.
college.
Oh, that we wish.
There's
That
an
we
that's
wish.
but see, it's not wishing. It's you're going to start
Do it. Yeah.
changing your tongue,
Hmm.
and your life will change.
Yep. And even with that, what you're saying, there was a couple things I wrote down, of how do we prevent ourselves, and some things, and even in my life, not trying to take on too much at one time.
Oh yeah.
Or the old adage is biting off more than you can chew.
Mm-hmm.
Small bites, small bites, accomplish, and some people in the professional world would say you set, steady goals for yourself, but
Right.
not trying to do, you looking at 4 years of college. Let's just take it a year at a time. How about
Yeah.
let's take it a semester at a time? Just get through the class first. Let's
Mm-hmm.
just get through the class, but not taking on more than you actually can chew, because that sets you up in a sense for failure. If the picture is too big,
Oh,
you may have a tendency to be like, man, I can't do this. Man, did you see? Man, I can't accomplish this. This is just too much. I got this, and then that's exactly when the excuses come. Then you be like, man, but I got a kid at home. But man, I gotta work. Man, I don't got a scholarship. Man, see, I might as well just quit and just, you know what, I'm gonna
yeah.
put it to the side because this ain't working. And that's where your excuses are. So one of the things I wanted to add was not biting off more than you could chew, but taking nice small sample sizes, that you can chew on, that you can
Mm-hmm.
accomplish, and then build on top of that. A house is not built all in one
Nope.
one bit. But if you've ever seen anybody or a corporation or a business build a house, you'll see them, they'll lay the foundation. Then
Right.
they put up the studs, and then they get the siding in. Then you'll see sheetrock coming in, and then it's bit by bit, pieces by pieces. Then you see the structure, but the inside may not be done. Then you see them bringing in, furniture and appliances and crown molding and all this, and the house wasn't built in the day, but it's piece by piece by piece. So even for us, when we talk about, reaching our purpose and our vision, you got to realize it's bit by bit by bit by bit, and not trying to do everything all at once.
Can't hear
Um,
you now.
you can't hear me now? Oh, that's saddening. That's sad. Can you hear me now? Am I clear now? I'm still at a distance. Well,
Nope.
I'm going to keep talking. I'm just going to keep talking. We talked about the last? Just keep talking, just keep talking, and just keep talking. And then the other thing that I brought up is the promises thing. Not making promises that you can't keep. The Bible talks about, letting your yays be yays and your no's be no's. Um, and apparently, I still can't be heard. So I'm going to turn it over to Sanestra G. I'm going to fix some technical issues. Miss G, if you can hear me, go ahead, continue taking it over from here. And I'll be right back. Give me just a second. Eh,
Are you able to hear me?
yes.
Oh, you can. Okay, so I
Yes.
just can't hear you. So I got you on my cell phone and I got you on here. So
Okay.
we're going to. Okay. Oh, well, it's delayed. So I'm gonna tell you this. One thing is playing the blame game. Like, whose fault
Mm,
is it that you didn't succeed? So
right.
that's a big issue as well. And also, releasing the blame onto, well, playing the blame game, releasing the blame onto somebody else, so
Right.
it takes that pressure off of yourself.
Hmm.
That's a big ordeal. It's like, stop trying to put, I can't do this because I
Right.
need to focus on my kids going to school.
Hmm.
Because the thing is that you still have a nighttime hour in there, hour
Right.
or two, where you can take time. Stop saying I can't provide food because there's so many different avenues to get food from. Stop saying
I
I
can't.
can't do this, I can't do that. I've heard it so many times, it's too hard, it's too
Right.
heavy. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yes, I understand it gets overwhelming, but
Hmm.
there's so many things out there that can assist and help you through it, that there's no reason to make any excuses in what's going on in your life. So sometimes we got to hit rock bottom. We're going to
Yeah.
hit it, but sometimes you got to hit rock bottom, because when you hit rock bottom is the time that you stop. And you
Mm,
have no choice but to stop and think and realize, what's my next step?
right.
Because you have to realize that you have to set a platform of setting yourself up to get to the next point.
Right.
And you have to do it one step at a
At a
time.
time. One
And
step at a time.
nobody can do that but
Right.
you. You can ask everybody to pray for you. You're going to
That
get the
is so
prayer,
true.
but you still got to do the work.
Yeah. Can you hear me now, Miss G?
I still can't hear you, but I can read lips very well.
Oh, well, that's look at that. Look at that. We're not making excuses over here, people. We're not making excuses. We keeping it going,
Okay.
even if there is technical difficulties. Hopefully, it's just her phone and not my mic. But I
None.
like what you were saying. I love what you were saying. And also to add to that, self-aware, being self-aware of who you are, and what you are. And again, not chewing, not taking more than what you actually can handle. Not lying to yourself. The worst thing, when it comes to the excuses, is when you lie to yourself and tell yourself you could do something when yeah, you know what you can and can't do, and that's okay. We're not, you shouldn't expect to be somebody that you're not. Yes, we can have admirers, people that we look up to, people that we may gain wisdom from, but God did not make you them. He made you you. So it's important for you to be silly, weird, awkward. So it all is glory to be who you are, because God has made you that way for a reason, and you fit into some puzzle somewhere. But again, we had talked about pressing. Sometimes it's going to take you to press, to move forward, in order to prevent yourself from making those excuses, because again, excuses just hold you back. They prevent you from going forward, prevent you from reaching the goals that you can. Just think about some of the prominent, whether it's athletes, artists, actors. If they made excuses for not doing some of the things, there would be a lot of things that we don't see or have attained, in this life. Inventors, that when what, I can't make this or I can't do this. We may not have lights and all these other things.
Mhm.
So it's important to be your authentic, genuine self, whatever that looks like, whatever you desire. With my kids, it was funny as they growing up when they started wanting to dress themselves, and you're looking at them like this. That don't go with that. Like polka dots and stripes, yeah, that hurts. Like that hurts my eyes.
Oh gosh.
But as they grew up and you understand who they're trying to be and what they're trying to be, you be like, okay, I'm gonna let you be you. I'm gonna let you do you, and then we'll push forward from there. But it's important to be self-aware, and self-truth, to yourself, if we're trying to prevent from making excuses. I'm gonna throw it back to Sanestra G because she's still giving me that blank head now, like she can't hear me, but
Mhm.
she can read my lips, which is good. But we're gonna talk about why do we actually make some of the excuses that we do. Miss G, what you got?
Look, I'm making it work. I have you on my phone and I have you on my tablet, but I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna go to some of our comments because we have Miss Diane Elder. Thank you for joining us
Oh,
today.
Miss Elder.
Also,
See, I
Miss
can't see.
Dorcas,
Go ahead, Miss
thank
Elder.
you for joining us today.
Yes.
But Diane Elder said, as long as you keep saying you can't, then you won't because you
Mm,
already pinned it in your mind that you can't.
yeah. Hey, Miss
So
Miss Diane,
that
go
is
ahead.
so
I
so
like that.
true. And
I
then
like
Dorcas
that.
said, "Stop make you got to keep pressing and stop making excuses." I think she
Hmm.
knows somebody that knows somebody. I'm just saying, those things are just making excuses is something that we just need to get rid of.
Right.
And I'm so guilty of making
We all are.
excuses for everything. I have a project right now that I'm working on where I had to clean out this one closet. And
Mm.
this is a closet. I'm like, if I have something, don't know where it goes in that closet. So I know everybody has one of those closets. So
A closet,
yesterday
a
I said,
drawer,
I'm gonna do
something.
this,
Yeah, a
right?
storage unit. Yes, yes,
So when
yes,
I did that, the
yes.
problem was now everything that was in the closet is now out of the closet, and I don't know what to do with it. So I sat down for a while,
Uh,
and somebody says to me, "What you gonna do with all the stuff that's outside the closet now?" And I'm like, you know what?
mm,
It's time
mm.
to go to Goodwill. So it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, but I gotta pack this stuff up, and now I
Uh-oh.
gotta. So now I'm making excuses why
I
I
hear the
can't now take
excuses.
all this stuff
I hear
and
the
put it anywhere.
excuses.
And I know you're not. I don't think you're a Cowboys fan, but I am, and I have all this Cowboy stuff, and it's like I just don't want to
Uh,
part with it.
Look, we ain't gonna talk
So
about that
I'm
on the show.
gifting stuff, and just different things that I have that I've cherished for so many years. Sometimes your excuses is because you just don't want to get rid of. You don't want to
Yeah,
get rid of those things.
yeah.
You don't want to, but you got to get rid of some things and then replace them with new things so that you
Mm,
can continue to grow.
yes.
So that I gotta say is a big ordeal, but we're almost done with the closet. Just to let everybody know, don't get worried, don't get concerned. It's okay. I do want to say hello to Miss Helen. She's on with us,
Hey,
and
Miss
also
Helen.
Tanika Jones. Hey
Miss
guys.
Jones.
I'm
Hey.
letting you know who's on with us today. So
I
thank you
appreciate
guys
that.
for
Thank
joining
you.
us. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Yes,
Look,
yes.
we look. I brought up earlier about excuses, and so when me and Sinestra, Mrs. G, when we started
Right.
to do this, she's like,
That's me.
yeah. And I asked her. She asked me, "Why aren't you on live?" And I bought the excuses came first. Well, see, I don't really know social media and me, and I just came with all. And she's like, "But that don't make sense. Why don't you just ask some questions? Why don't you just figure it out?" I'm like, you're right. You're right. So I sat down. I took the time to do my research, figured out some stuff, and had some technical difficulties, and we still do. But we made it work. We made it work. And so we was talking about, and some of the things she was bringing up was why we make excuses. And a lot of times our reason why maybe, and the biggest one is fear. We have a fear of what's next, or we don't understand what's next.
Mm-hmm.
So we give every reason why we can't push forward, every reason why how this is going to fail. In the world, we would call someone being a pessimist. A pessimist, why you could find every negative reason not to do something. You want to start your business? Well, I don't know anything about money. I don't know how to build. I don't know how to do this. How am I going to sell? Who wants this from me? Like, and you come up with all these excuses why you shouldn't do. But a good way to counteract is come up with excuses why you should, why
Right.
you are that person, why you are that dude, why you are that girl, and just put that in the reverse. But I really believe a lot of times when we're talking about excuses, it has to do with the fear of pushing forward because we don't see what's on that other side. And Sinestra so eloquently talked about the valley. Sometimes we don't want to go in the valley. Sometimes that valley is steep. I got jagged rocks. It's dark. It's damp, and we don't want to take that trip down through. Now we see the mountaintop. We see the mountaintop. We see the sun shining, the clouds, the birds chirping, and yeah, we want to get to the mountaintop. But oftentimes, there's a valley that you have to trudge through to go up the mountain, and we don't really want to deal with. We don't want to be broke. We don't want to be busted, disgusted. We don't want to go through any of those things. But in order to get to that other side, yes, and we talked about it last time, there is a pressing, and you can't make the excuse. And we talked about,
Mhm.
taking the day one step at a time, accomplishing one goal. If it's, I need to do this, let me, she talked about, okay, I want to clean up my closet. Well, the first step is one, to acknowledge that that's the junk closet. Two, okay, let's get everything out the closet. Now that we've done that, let's move on to the next step, and the next step, and the next step, and then we'll circle back around in a week or two, and we'll ask Nestra, "How's the closet coming?" And she may say, "Look, it's clean. I painted it. I got shelves in there now." That may be what she's reaching for. I did, I went to Goodwill. I had a yard sale, and good things have come out of her cleaning her closet, no pun intended, but cleaning out, her closet. So we have to really watch why we make excuses, self examine, look at what we actually are scared of going forward, of pushing forward. Um, a lot of times we fear what other people may actually say, the opinions of others, the negativity that others may, you can't do that, and we hold their words to such an esteem. But I would counter that again with, what did God say? I do believe the scriptures, the Bible tells you that God made you the head and not the tail. He made you the lend, not the lender, the lender, but not the borrower. I do believe that He said that you were blessed, that you were anointed, that you were called. I
Right.
do believe, that He said that you are healed. I do believe He said, I give you all power. I do believe that the word tells you that you are His children. And so when you take His word versus anybody else's word, then I mean, what?
You better talk.
I do believe, and this is gonna be my last one, that you are more than a conqueror. Now, come on, look. So y'all about to get me in my preacher mode. You're about to get me in my preacher mode. But I do believe the word declares that we are more than
Conquer.
conquerors. More than I do believe my last one. This is my last one for
I
real.
hear you. You
I,
better talk.
I do believe the word says that all things work together for good to them that love Him and are called according to His purpose. So again, we have no excuse. We have no excuse, none, no excuse to push forward, to reach for that mark, to go forward, because God has ordained some things in us. He has made us perfectly in His image. He has
Mhm.
made us to accomplish so much, but you got to take away the excuses. Boy, look, Sinestra, I need a glass of water from somebody. I need to call an usher. Usher, come bring me a glass of water. But that's the why, some of the whys. So Nestor, I'm gonna let you tidy this thing up and put a bow on it before we get out of here. What are
Put
some
your
things you
finger
want
up.
to say? Huh? F- f- there you go. There you go. But what are some other things, Mr. Nestor, that a why? Give me a good why we actually make excuses going forward.
So I can tell you, you said a few things that really opened my eyes. So when you said you're not the lender, you're the borrower. I'm sorry, you're
You're not
not
the
the
borrower.
borrower, but you're the lender.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something that caught my eye on that because 2 years ago. I remember, and I'm very transparent. You know what I'm saying. So sometimes when you need something, single mom here. So sometimes when you need stuff, you say, you know what, I'm going to go to Advance America and I'm going to go get a $500 loan. And because my son needs this and I
Uh,
need to make sure I
Been there.
have this, and then I have to
Been
pay
there.
it back. But it
Mm,
comes to a time where you got to pay it back where you're like, man, but I really need the $500 now too. So now you have to sacrifice a few weeks because you don't get paid up until a certain time, right?
right.
But I said 2 years ago, I'm going to stop being the borrower
Mm,
and be the lender.
mm,
And I said, God, I just need you to help me with that and help me
right.
learn how to save a little bit better or teach me how I can grow within
Right.
within your will. So I tithe, And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do real good at tithing a lot, but I tithe in different ways. You know, you tithe through funds, and then you tithe through your time as well, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
teach people that because it's not just money, it's also your time. Those are tithing. And I realized in 2 years, I have not taken out one loan,
Go ahead,
which
girl.
is amazing because you get used to a routine. When you say you
Right.
can't, you can't, you can't. Those are the times where you say, I can't afford, I can't afford, I can't afford.
Right.
I no longer say that because I know that sometimes you have to stop, push pause, and say, I
Mm-hmm.
don't need this right now. So I
Right.
will be able to afford
Priorities.
this, right? And
Priorities.
that way, when you do need to lend out, because sometimes you got to think about it. When you're lending, you're not really lending, you're just giving. So you just got to be discernment about that. You have to have discernment about that.
Ooh,
But
yeah,
that's
yeah.
something that
That's
I
another
like
one.
when you
That's another
said
one.
be the lender, not the borrower, right?
Right.
And then you said fear of success comes from, oh, I put that in there. You said fear and success comes from accountability. All right.
Ooh, good
So
one.
one thing is we fear success, we
Mm-hmm.
make excuses. We
Mm-hmm.
fear success. Let's say it again. We make excuses
Mm-hmm.
because we fear success, because success means accountability.
Ability. Whoo.
So
And
if you think
responsibility. I'll
about
throw that
that,
one in there. Man,
and I'm
that's
reading your
good.
lips, but if you
Come
think
on.
about that,
That's good.
you have to be accountable after you succeed. So once you get your degree, once you pay those
Mm-hmm.
bills, once you get your credit right, now you got to be accountable to keep everything where it's supposed to
Supposed
be.
to be.
Now
Yep.
you have to get ready to get that big job because you put ninety
You
thousand
put the
dollars
work
into
in.
school. You got to get ready to do all of those things. And I
Yes.
also want to make sure we said hey to Tanya. Hey, there's Tanya Lewis. She's on. Oh, I miss her. Tanya, hey, lady. And
What's
also
going
there was
on?
one more. It was James and George from Jamaica. I see you. I
Hey,
see y'all. I
okay.
see
Okay.
y'all.
Jamaica,
Hello,
the
James
islands.
Lewis. Hey guys, man, I
Mr.
missed it. We
Lewis.
just talked
Hey,
about this
what's
the
up,
other
Mr.
day too.
Lewis? Mr.
But
Lewis.
we just want to say
My
hi to
God.
everybody that's coming on. We want to make sure we cover all our bases. Hey, Mama,
Yes.
I see you. I know you're gonna get on later, so I'm gonna say hi now. So you say you ain't shout my name out, girl. So
Hey.
hey, Mama G, what's up, girl? Hello, and also all of
Hey
those
for me
others
too.
that come on.
Yes.
My mom know
Yes.
I be
Thank
tripping
you.
all the time.
Thank you.
But what I'm telling you is we're gonna wrap this whole thing up because we
Mm-hmm.
try our best to be around 30 minutes. But know that you should not fear your success. Stop making
Right.
excuses to get
Mm-hmm.
to your goal. Don't
Mm-hmm.
fear it. Just know that once you get there, once you plant that seed and you start moving, don't
Yes.
make an excuse why you can't continue to move. If
Come
you're
on.
going to start that business, keep that business going and
Yes.
don't stop. Don't let one bad apple spoil your whole vision
Your
because
whole
your vision
bushel.
is yours. And just
Yes.
remember that. So that's my take on it.
Go
That's
ahead,
my
girl.
take. This is where I'm
Look,
stopping.
the head
Okay.
coming out, the
Okay.
neck
So
going.
know that you cannot give excuses why you cannot do things. I do it all the time, but as of today, I, Sanestra G, am now going to tell you we are not going to make excuses. And when we think about we're going to make excuses, we're going to say, oh, I did not mean to say that. We're going to keep going.
Walk it back, girl. Walk it back. Walk
I
it back.
love that we are live.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all that. That she could see more than I can see, but I want to thank you. Say hey to everybody that's on, that's participated. Thank you for not making the excuses of I don't got time. I really hope that this blessed y'all. Um, you can find all these episodes on our YouTube channel, The Elder and the Truth, on the Facebook pages. Sinestra, give us your information where they can find you. She still can't hear me. Your information where they can find you.
Oh, did you want me to say it?
Nothing, girl. Nothing. I get with you later. But you can find. We'll put. Look. We'll
I'm
post
on.
it.
I got you. I got you. See,
You got
it's
me.
a delay. So
Oh,
you can find me on Sanestra Grinkley Whiting on Facebook. It's just a delay, and that's how you point at me. You can find me on Sinestra Grinkley Whiting on Facebook. And for now, we're going to keep it right there
yes.
because we are not going to go any further because I have a goal. So we don't need no extra distractions on IG or anything like that. We just going to keep it on Facebook. Y'all can
Yes,
find
we
me
are.
on Facebook. Tag and share your neighbor, your friend, your
Do
cousin
your
down the
thing.
street that way and that way. or in the backup. You tag everybody and let them know, hey, we are live on Sundays at
Yes, at 4 o'clock.
o'clock on Sundays. And we are also going to give you some other things on the Elder in the Truth
Yes,
on YouTube.
on
So
YouTube.
make
Monday
sure you
mornings,
subscribe.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock,
That's
Monday, The
important.
Elder and the Truth. Mondays. Yes. You plug it. I got to plug too. That's how we do it. But again, thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for showing out. This is another episode of How To, Why Do. And y'all definitely be blessed. And we'll see y'all
That's what we
again
do.
later. Yeah, that's what we do. That's how we do it. Y'all be good.